Xander. I'm in the shower. I'll be listening in the shower. Be listening till you in the shower. Yeah. Mm, 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 What's up? What's an emergency live stream, man? Got a topic. Yeah, what's up, man? Hope all's well. No, everything's good here, man. Everything's good here. We got an interesting topic for today. Would gig workers make bad employees? That's the question. So, oh no, it died. Oh shit, that sucks. That's horrible. Sorry to hear about your loss there. That sucks. What kind of snake was it? Oh, see, we got one. Fire says yes, they would. Yes, they would. Did I get out of it? I'm technically still in it. I will do DoorDash once every 3 to 4 months. So last time I did gig work, last time I did DoorDash, I think it was in January. So every three to like for every 3 to 4 months or so, I'll go out and do like a day, like 3 or 4 hours of DoorDash. So I'm not 100% out of it, but I used to do it all. I used to do it full time for sure. I did it full time for almost 4 years. So that's all I did is for gig work. What's up, Hello Dan? What's up, Blaze? Oh, corn snake. Yeah. Any idea why it died, Daphne? So I'm still technically in it because I do it part time. So. What's up, gig workers? What's up, Necro? So Necro, that's the question of the day. So anybody wants to come in? Here you go, play. So what did I miss? Oh no, I just thought I'd do a emergency live stream talking about would gig workers make horrible employees? Because as we see by multiple live streams, by videos, by so on and so on, that people I think would just make horrible employees. There are certain people out there who would just make horrible employees as far as gig workers go. I think a majority of gig workers might not make good employees. Money in Las Vegas is less people still making meet 40 hours to 45, I think, a week, and that's constantly make. Yeah. You can definitely. Well, Vegas has got the one of the best earning, one of the best ride shares in my personal opinion. There's just so much stuff, There's always something happening in Vegas that you're going to make money. He has been eating in the last 3 feelings, so I took him to the vet. They took some X-rays. It looked like he had a mass, but without ultrasounds, you wouldn't know for sure. Yeah, maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible he got some bedding or something and ate some of the bedding or something and got kind of impacted in his stomach or something. That's possible. Would employees make horrible gig workers? Is the big question. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it definitely sucks when you lose an animal, especially if you've had it forever. Roy should smoke some. No, hell no. I don't do that stuff. Plus, I get drug tested at work, so I went to take him. He was soaking last night, and then he was gone. Yeah, it sounds like maybe he got impacted or something. May have ate something. Right, Alaska. That's what I'm thinking too, bro. Would an employee make a good gig worker? Well, depends on how serious you take, making money. I think it's not the employee that would make a bad gig worker. I think the gig work is what turns people, which would is what turns people into would make them a bad employee. I think they get spoiled, because the way they act, and I think they would get spoiled by doing the gig work, which then would turn them into a bad employee. How is food delivery? I don't know. I haven't done it in a minute. I know I've been slow as shit at Domino's. Domino's been hella slow for the last week or so. So I don't know. Like I said, it's tax time. Maybe people are buying all their weed for today and they don't have no money for pizza. I don't know. But I just think the economy is just sucking ass right now. You use a mat? Oh shit. Damn, it's hard to say. That's the thing, man. It's just hard to say sometimes. I've had snakes up and die out of nowhere too, So, and it could just be a natural cause, It could be a natural cause. They die from stuff just like every other animal. So it just could have been a natural causes. Hopefully, you get yourself a new one, and you know, and you think watching gig tubers, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I feel for you though. I know. I've been there. I've done that. I had a rattlesnake that I caught that was 8 inches, and I had her for almost 22 years before she passed away. She's like one of my favorite rattlesnake, and yeah, she died after 22 years. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Do you think okay, you think watching gig tubers makes people become bad workers? Yeah. Does it help make them bad gig workers as well as a regular employee? What would you say in that respect? And I think Cody's absolutely right. They'd be running the HR every 5 minutes when they didn't get their way. Gig worker, employee of the month. All right, Brandon. Yeah. You got DoorDash sending you a plaque in the mail or what? But yeah. Well, that's good, Bravo. You're doing well out here, man. Yeah. Yeah, rideshare's always been good in Vegas. It just, like I said, everything's happening here. So, so if anybody wants to jump in and we can share their points of view on topic today. I know you're probably all working. So. Y'all working, maybe smoking your weed while you're working. So, but, yeah, I think people get spoiled through gig work. I think they get too spoiled, so that would make them. Yeah, I think that would be it. Not to mention, we see so many mistakes. Like they have a hard time following directions. Oh, nice, bro. Nice. No, not a problem. Not a problem. It's all good, definitely. 7 rides today on Lyft. Nice, bro. Nice. Good to see. Yeah, right. That would be hilarious. Get a certificate in the mail. Says you're the dash of the month. You're the greatest. Yeah, I would love to go back to doing rideshare if I could. I don't know. It's been really slow. From what I Well, no, what I hear has been slow for everybody. All right, who's this? It's Negro, yeah.
Yo,
Negro,
yo,
¿qué pasa?
¿qué pasó?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I work a little bit and I order a hamburger or a cheeseburger. I'm gonna
Nice,
pick it up.
nice.
It's been rainy,
Oh,
bro.
you had your, didn't you have your big orders today? Your big Wendy's orders, or was that yesterday?
Nah, yeah, yesterday.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah?
crazy today, yeah.
Cool, cool. So what was
You
the
can,
final payout? What was the final payout on that?
um, I don't know. I don't know because it's the tip pool, so I have to wait
Oh, okay,
until
I got you.
everybody's done, yeah.
I got you.
It was like 45 plus 21 to like 27 range. So,
Ah, okay.
so like
Cool, cool.
65, $70.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. How many Frosties did you have to deliver?
Bro, like 8 boxes, bro. It was like the corporation bought the employees for the monthly appreciation for the employees, right? They
Uh-huh.
something like that. So
And that
the
and that's the
employees was
best and
free
that's the
food.
best they could do is Wendy's.
Bro, yeah. It was like 160 chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Oh wow. Damn, that's crazy. Hey Bravo.
It was like a mailing office, mailing warehouse, something like that.
So Uber and Lyft is giving some rideshare promos out there. Nice, nice, nice. So you've been busy this morning or has it been slow out there?
I need to get gas, that's for sure.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on would gig workers be bad employees? What is your take on that?
Like, are we bad as an employee, you're saying?
Well, I'm saying, do you think that gig workers would make bad employees?
I don't know. I don't know, bro. But we're not employees so far. Like, maybe, no, I don't think so. Like, imagine that. If we're getting employees, we're getting more paid, right? We're getting hourly paid. Plus, we're making money on top of that. So I don't think, we're going to be bad doing that. Most likely, you're being a better employee if you're getting more paid, right?
You think so?
Yeah,
You don't think gig work spoils people where they wouldn't make
because
a good employee?
I've seen the service, bro. You go to a high-end restaurant and you will welcome by and greeted by the hostess like a fucking king, and you go to fucking Wendy's and you know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's all about the service, you know. It's all about you if you're gonna be better employees or not. But I don't think they can make us employees or they want us to make the employee steps. So they want to
No,
keep
I'm
us like low because they're not paying for us, you know.
yeah. So well, I'm saying okay, if Necro had to stop doing gig work and had to be an employee, do you think you'd make a good employee?
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Me
I
too.
always respected my job, bro. I always respected my job and the customers and everything, you know.
Me too. It's called
So
loyalty. It's called
yeah,
loyalty, respect.
Okay, well,
Now,
you say it's called loyalty and respect, but yet, but yet
integrity.
you,
Integrity.
but yet, if you guys are complaining so much about the gig work world, what makes you think that you wouldn't complain about the W-2 world the same as you do the gig
Oh
work?
no, because you would see how much before signing on the dotted line you would need to know exactly how much you're getting paid and all that stuff. You go to the the job interview and you see. You understand? Every job I went, I had no complaint. My bosses never had a complaint with me. All the jobs, and I had quite a few.
And I think everybody's complaining, in every business. So it's like a smaller percent than the actually every people is complaining. I don't think so.
I think Roy, I think one thing, Roy, is you gotta agree, and Necro too, that the corporate greed is getting in your face now with our politics, even the politics. It's like in your face. They're showing you what they're doing, and it's in the politics, it's in the workforce. I don't know. I see it. People are really getting fed up. You guys don't think that?
No, no. Well,
No.
people are getting fed up because in my personal opinion, it's the entitlement that people think they have that they deserve. They do absolutely nothing, but they think that they deserve this high amount of pay and this high. Who the fuck, they think they deserve 6 weeks of vacation. They deserve 8 months of paid maternity leave. All that bullshit. I think that's the problem. I
Yeah,
think
but
there's an
none of
it,
the gig workers ask for like 6 months of vacation. Yeah, you know what I mean.
well, no, you can't ask for vacation because you're your own boss. You make that decision for yourself when you do gig work.
Roy, you agree with raising the retirement age to make it even longer now, just because people are living longer, so now they have to work longer years.
I don't know if that is the main reason. I haven't looked into that. I know
No, no,
they were
I'm
having.
saying, do you? I'm saying, do you think it's a good mindset? Just because you hear it from the other side, because people are living longer, we have to raise the retirement age.
I don't think that's the real reason. I think the real reason is we got shitty ass governments that don't know how to how should we say spread the funds properly or spend funds properly, and so it's causing shit like that because they want to be able to get more tax money. They want to do that. So if they can keep people longer in the workforce, they're going to be able to collect more taxes and then once again jerk off our money when they go and spend it. So I think that has a lot more. I think that actually has a lot more to do with it than living longer. To be honest with you, because you can retire at any age. It depends on you as an individual, what you've done to make the money for your retirement. So I don't think that's necessarily because you live longer. I think they take advantage of people that haven't haven't done anything for their future. They take advantage of that, and so if you don't put away your retirement money, if you don't do shit like that for yourself, then they're going to take advantage of you, and that's how they get their tax money. So if they can increase the length of time to increase the tax revenue for their continued wasted spending, they're going to do that.
Why you think they're gonna? Why you think that they should do that, or they going to do that? Isn't that a form of abuse?
I don't think it's a form of abuse. No, I don't think it's a form of abuse. Well, technically, it could be a form of abuse, I guess, if you could look at it that way. But then again, also people have to take personal responsibility for themselves. If you've been that person that wasted their time, didn't plan for retirement, you almost put yourself in that position to be abused. You're putting yourself to be abused in that situation by not thinking of your future back when you had the opportunity. So yeah, you can look at it as a form of abuse, but also you can look at it as you put yourself in that abusive situation by not planning for the future like you should have in the first place.
So because you didn't plan, it gives the other person the right to abuse. If
Well,
I'm understanding correctly.
yeah, but that happens in everything you do, Danny. That happens in everything. If you don't, okay, let's take for example gig work. If you don't plan to that your car is going to need to be fixed at some point, what happens when you don't get your car fixed? You make no money. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You have to plan for stuff, um, and all that shit. You have to have those plans ahead of time. You know?
Yeah, but that's a little bit different than because you're not planning, somebody can just abuse you.
Well,
No.
that happens. That happens every day in life, bro. That happens.
Yes, I
Unfortunately,
agree with you.
yeah. Unfortunately, it happens because unless you're independently wealthy, you hit the lottery and you got gazillions of dollars, you're always going to be at somebody's mercy when it comes to shit like that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I just think it's becoming more rampant, like in your face. I'm doing it, and there's nothing you can do about it. What are you gonna do about it? I'm
well,
gonna do
see,
it.
and that's the problem is you look at things differently than other people look at things. You look at that kind of shit. Most people don't because they just go about their day to day life. Well, I don't see anything affected me until they get to that point because we're already at that point. We're at that older age where we see this bullshit. You know, if you're 25 years old, you're more worried about who you're banging on Tinder, what you're doing here, you know, where you're going on your next fucking, you know, shit like that. They don't look at it like you and I do. We're already at that age. What's up, Bobby?
Right.
Bobby. So, but yeah, but if you set yourself up to be abused, you know, at that point, you know, they're going to take advantage. And we already know governments don't care about their people. We know this. So it shouldn't be shocking to anybody that they're doing it. You know, they're
Right.
taking our tax dollars and giving it away to another fucking country when your own country is fucking falling apart in the dookie. So, you know, they don't care. So, and people keep voting for these pieces of shit. So, as
Right.
long as you
Right.
got these fucktards voting for them, nothing that would ever change. I don't even think you could change it, to be honest with you.
I agree
What's up,
because,
Jackie?
but I just think that we can't look down either. I'm gonna be very positive.
Uh-huh.
America's America's the strongest country in the world, and listen, all we need to do, you know what they're doing in Arkansas? You know, they've been drilling in Arkansas, and when they see that there's gas, they just cap it. They know it's there, and it's continuing, and it's continuing. We got gas to make liquefied gas. We got oil. We got freaking farmers, uh, but we cannot let it deteriorate. But
Well, that's
I guess we have no choice. But that the dollar is crashing and it's like 63 cents for a dollar, I think in a way, for the meantime, it's pretty rough on people.
mhm.
But in the long run, I see brightness because let's be honest, even France that just made a decision to buy some liquid gas from China instead of from America, let them fucking play their games. When America comes and wants to, for example, have like a Trump that's going to want to sell our natural resources and stuff, and people are going to say, shit, the dollar's 63 cents for a dollar, let me buy it from them instead. And
Yeah.
they'll come back to us. You know, the whole world will come back to us. We just need some real intelligent people in office.
Yeah. And fire, to answer your question, I'm going to agree with Blaze on that. I think a very small amount would make good business owners, but on the whole, no. On the whole, no. They have no concept of what it is to be a business owner. So no. And Necro, somebody said it looked like you were sleeping, bro.
Oh,
I had a I was a business owner in real estate for 20 years in the Bronx. I
Yeah.
came over here. I was even a landscaper. I worked for 2 years as a landscaper, and then I opened up my own business. I even sold my contracts that I had with another landscaping. It was just getting too hard for me by myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I even ran a hot dog truck. a little push cart, hot dog. I always simplify. I had a taxi cab. I took my TLC in New York. I did that for like 4 years. I
Oh,
always
dude.
changed around. I always did a lot of jobs, and they were always suffice for me and my family.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, are you coming through? Bobby's got Mad Willie issues today, bro. Okay, well then I'm going to ask you this, Danny, and what as somebody who owned their own business, you were in business to make money, correct?
Yeah. Oh,
So
very
why?
good.
Okay, so why are you so against corporations doing
I'm
what
gonna
they
tell you.
got to do? They got to do
I'm,
what they got to do to make money.
I'm gonna tell you the type of business. I was never a millionaire in none of the business that I did. Why? Because I would do this when I was landscaping. I had the contract for $50 for the lawn, for example, and the weeds and stuff. And the homeowner would come. Oh, listen, can you do this as well? No problem. Oh, sure. Listen, just throw me a little extra there. I didn't force anybody. But I would do it because I had pride in my work. And yeah, I would do a little bit extra. And it always brought me more customers. Maybe you think I'm losing at the time, but I gain it in customers. And for example, in real estate, one story was I could have made $10,000. Okay,
Uh-huh.
10,000 me, 10,000 this other partner. We ended up making 5,000 each. Why? Because the lady, her daughter was born and she became blind. You know, it happens to women sometimes when they give birth, they become blind of the pushing and stuff. And the daughter was the age of my daughter. And she made the offer and it was a full offer. I felt bad. I says to the lady, listen, you would buy it at this price, right? Let me see if I can get it for a little bit cheaper. I wasn't hurting the seller at that time. I was hurting myself because I knew what the seller would take. It was just my commission that was in the middle.
Bobby says, "Speed up your stories."
And I lowered the commission. I lowered the price for her to buy the house, but it was just hurting me and my partner. So my partner had a different mindset. He had the
Mhm.
Mercedes. He had the Mercedes and this and that, and he was upset and stuff like that. I says, well, listen, look on the wall. Who's the broker? And that's how it's gonna be. That's it. And I just heard it myself, but that's the type of person I am. Guess what? The reason why I did that is because the buyer had an extra apartment for rent. And guess who she was giving the apartments to rent to all the time? I made extra just by making people happy. I made extra money by renting those apartments all the time. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of how you want to run your business. And I just believe in taking good care of the worker or the customer, even
What's up,
though
Jeff?
you can be an asshole in business and say, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. So you go and screw people around. There's always somebody that you can screw around. But I like to sleep at night,
Yeah,
and that's the
but see, that's the problem. I think you have, Danny, is you're trying to base that everybody should do their business model off the way Danny did it, and we know that's never going to happen.
yeah.
You
I
know what I'm
know, I
saying? But that's why I think Danny looks at it is that, oh, I used to do mine this way, so I think, you know, it should be done
Yeah, I
that way.
agree. You're right, my brother. I agree with you 100%.
Well, my question to you would be though, let's say you didn't put your heart into it as much as you did. Do you think you could have been more successful if you would have been strict by the book, just boom, boom, boom? Do you think you could have been more successful that way versus having your heart into it?
Yeah, yes, but a lot of people would have gotten hurt. For example, let me tell you something. I used to sell a lot of homes, but I never sold a brand new home. And I had some investors that would come say, listen, how come Joe and Joe over there, he's selling my homes and stuff like that? How come you're not selling my brand new homes? You're selling quite a bit. I see your signs all over the place. You know, my real estate signs. I says, because for me to sell your house, that means that buyer would have to rent that second apartment at this much per month. And the only type of buyer, I mean renter, the only type of renter that would buy, I mean that would rent that apartment, Roy, would
Mm-hmm.
have been a Section 8 customer. And I knew that Section 8, sometimes the tenant has a portion that they have to pay themselves. And I know that sometimes they don't come with their portion. You understand?
Yeah, gotcha.
And
Bobby,
it was going to hurt the homeowner in the long run because the houses were too much, the price. So I rather sell used houses, affordable houses, so the customer can feel more comfortable paying his mortgage payments.
yeah.
That was me though. But you're right, I could have been like everybody else, selling all these brand new homes at crazy motherfucking prices, and I would have made a lot more money. Yes, I agree. But guess what? There's a lady, this is a little story. This lady, I sold her house. She made me a good advertisement on Google. And guess what? And this happened, I would say, 15 years ago. I still have my same number. She called me. Her brother, she's coming for a funeral, and she's in the same area that I am. And she's going to want me to drive her around and stuff like that because of the way I took good care of them, you know?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. So, take you out of the mix. Take yourself out of the mix. The stuff that you see as far as when it comes to gig work, the comments that we constantly see, the videos we constantly see. In your opinion, with overall with what you have seen, not including yourself, do you think good gig workers would make good employees or bad employees?
Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because I don't know these people. I know that some people could definitely not make good employees. The ones that you would see them argue and throw the food around. You know, these crazy videos that you see on YouTube sometimes. Or no tip, and I'm eating your food. I mean, that makes a laugh and stuff, but that's really unprofessional completely, you know? And yeah, it makes views. It's funny, but come on. You got to have
What's up,
some type
Jones?
of integrity.
What's up, Jim Jones? How you doing?
You
I
got
give
to
you a
have some
bag.
type of integrity. You know what I'm saying, Roy?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying because we see the constant bitching and complaining and this and that. So, and I think because most of it, because somebody said earlier, do our gig workers would gig workers make good business owners? And I said no to that because I don't think they have any fucking clue on what it is to own a business. That's why they continue to complain and argue and fight and be upset because they don't have an idea how to run a business. They've never run a business, but they act like they're fucking. They want to act like an employee when they're supposed to be a business owner. So
Right.
But from what I see, the amount of complaining, this and that, I'm sure there's a large percentage that would make horrible employees. Just by the
like
way
those guys.
Yeah, by the way they act. And you know what? You know what the biggest giveaway on that would be? That I see the biggest giveaway is on the scheduling. That shows me the biggest giveaway that you would not make a good employee. Because you hear this, oh, I couldn't listen to a boss. I want to work when I want to work. Those two things alone right there tell me that you would make a horrible fucking employee.
And now the fucking app is down. I cannot confirm the pickup.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Bobby seems to be having issues with his phone too, man. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't like the scheduling with DoorDash. That's why I stopped doing it. I did it when I was able to do it, that I didn't have to schedule a dash or whatever.
Yeah, I think Jackie is exactly right.
And then where I really got upset was when they made these zones. So they would give you a freaking order, and the order was out of your zone, and they know you picked it up, and they know you're gonna be out of your zone. You better have another ride for me to either go back into my zone or do like Uber. Just let me go and just go all over the place. Let me be the judge of where I want to, you know.
And no, Wedge, I didn't say you guys were it. I said you guys. I've always said you guys are independent employees, and you're not business owners. I've always said that. This is just hypothetical questions I'm bringing up. Don't take my hypothetical question and try to turn it into a comment that I made. They're hypothetical questions that we're talking about. And Jackie, is it that Jackie, when you say they can't conform, do you think it's because they can't conform because they think they're entitled to shit, and that they're too entitled, or what do you think it is? People want too much but never have the mindset that
you're gonna eat the customer food.
I was 20s and 30. I would be no way. I wouldn't count these gig work pay bills. No way.
I can understand. What Jackie's saying right there, because when you're young, that you got your rent to pay and stuff, you know. It was okay when you're on the honeymoon stage, that they throw you these really good fares and stuff, and you say, "Holy shit, this is great." But then when you start doing it full time, that they're starting cutting. I don't know how these kids are. That's why they're living with mom and dad now. A lot of them. They just can't make it in the gig world. And
I don't think they can't make it.
I so think high. Everything's so expensive.
They don't have the drive to
customers. They have 2 jobs when I pick them up, and the husband 2 jobs.
Yeah,
and 2 kids.
That's life right now. That's just
why?
Life right
because now. Each job that they have don't pay, so they need to get 2 jobs. If you want to do something, if you want to better yourself financially or what, you got to do what you got to do. But not everybody has the mindset of doing,
sacrifice. Man should burn in hell, motherfuckers.
Oh, he's back in. There he is.
I made it. All right.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Who's gonna burn in hell, motherfucker?
I had to go home. I had to go home and jump on my Wi-Fi just to make the shit work. I don't know.
What's up, Bobby?
2 things. One, Danny.
Yes.
The way you tell a story reminds me of every Dino video I watch. Something that can be summed up in 2 minutes takes 30 minutes. Speed up your story, motherfucker. First of all. Jesus. Second of all, I don't know exactly what we're talking about here. I kind of summed it up based on what I've been listening to. But
usually.
right, exactly.
It could be Alzheimer's. It could be
Exactly.
Alzheimer's when you don't speak fast, maybe.
Whatever.
Beginning of Alzheimer's.
Whatever. I call it not knowing what you're talking about, and you like to just make shit up as you go, so you have to slowly process the bullshit. But anyway.
Hey, I speak fucking 4 different languages, motherfucker. Sometimes I gotta think. Don't forget, I was in school in France all these years, you know?
Whatever.
No, the question is, Bobby, do you think gig workers would make bad employees?
Well, that's kind of a subjective question, though, because are we talking about people that have only done gig work their whole life, or people that have done a little bit of both?
Well,
Because that makes
I myself, I think gig work spoils people to the point where they would never be a good employee after doing gig work.
Because I can tell you, coming from a person who spent the majority in gig work, I know that I could deal with the schedule, but I think it would be hard for me and I would hate it. But I think over time I would get used to it again. But probably as a whole, I would say, especially for people that have not done W-2 before, yeah, probably not, because you're so used to not having that it's a hard mindset to just flip the script. So yeah, I would 50-50, I guess. Me personally, being in that situation before realizing how unhappy I was, I wouldn't want to go back. If I had to provide for my family, God forbid something happened, then I would deal with it just for that reason. But I wouldn't be happy. So
okay, my question is, why were you so unhappy at your W-2? Was it because it was just the shitty ass work you had to do, and it wasn't the kind of job you would like to do? And would your mindset change? You say that you hated it, but what if it was a job that you really love to do? Would that change the way you think about W-2?
maybe so. I mean, it's retail. I spent, the first 12 years of my working life in retail. And anybody that's ever worked retail, it don't matter what it is, knows that you just have to be built a certain way to survive, because it can be awful, especially during the holiday times. They work you to death, and you generally don't make a lot of money doing it. So,
okay, I'm going to do it this way. How much do you make an hour, Bobby? Would you say?
Right now, on average, between like 28 and 34 will be about my range.
Let's say Walmart was willing to match your, let's say $30. Walmart said, "Hey, Bobby, we're going to pay you $30 an hour to deliver for Walmart as a W-2. Would you take it?"
Currently, no.
Why?
Because I'll give you a perfect example, right? And I know we've had this discussion before, and you're like, oh, that's rare. But like, for example, my grandma has a heart condition where her energy is either up and down, right? So one day she's perfectly fine. The next day she can't even get up to go to the bathroom by herself without like being exhausted. So like yesterday she calls me and says, hey, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Can you bring me? With the W-2, I might have to hope they let me take off, hope they don't fire me for not showing up. But like for me, it was my grandma was going to be priority number one, and I was able to go do that. I was able to go do that today and not check in with anybody. I just went and did it. You know what I'm saying? So that's hard for me. After doing it full time for over 5 years now, it would be really hard for me to adjust to having to get permission to do anything I want to do, essentially.
Okay,
Agree.
Okay, but what if gig work disappeared yet? And then it's all hypothetical. We know for a fact that it's just hypothetical. Mm-hmm. So don't anybody take it as Roy's trying to say. No, it's hypothetical. What if gig work disappears? Then then what would you do? You would have to.
Yes, I would take it at that point. Yes, obviously, because I would need a job. I would suck it up. So,
but you would still have to worry about your grandma, right? So you would have to make arrangements to make sure your grandma was taken care of, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what stops you from doing that if you had a W-2? What stops you from doing that? Let's say, like I said, Walmart said tomorrow, Bobby, W-2, $30 an hour. You're not willing at that point to make those arrangements to help your grandma, knowing that Okay, now I got a stable W-2. It's doing something I really like, which is delivering. I have an opportunity to put away from my retirement. I know you do it now, but I'm just saying, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying. So
I look at it like this. So essentially, what you're saying is basically nothing would change except I would go from a 1099 to a W-2, for example.
yeah.
But there would still be an extra step in it, right? And I'm a big believer in if I can do something in 5 steps, why would I do it in 10, right? So if this is one less thing I even have to ever think about, and essentially the situations are identical, I'm going to choose the one that's easier for me. So it's
Uh-huh.
like, why would I go through, get a uniform, have to go through training, deal with them yelling and screaming at me every time something goes wrong, uh, when I can do the same thing now, but not have all that extra bullshit? Now, obviously, like I said, if it came down to it, and this goes away and I got to still pay bills because, electricity bill still has to be paid, then yeah, you put up with it at that point. But why put it up with it now if I don't have to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be my response. What's up,
Yeah.
Cody?
Yeah, I'm the same. But because if gig work never even existed, it's like
But
how
gig
would
work,
you go ahead, Necro?
gig work is not gonna disappear, man. It's here to stay forever.
Well, I know, I'm just speaking hypothetically, sir.
I mean, that's yeah. You're saying like, oh, what if a meteor is gonna land on Earth?
Okay, but see, Necro, that's retarded. We're just speaking in hypotheticals. We can say that about what if I stubbed my toe later on during the day. It's just hypothetical because remember, at one point, gig work did not exist. So
Right.
you see what I'm saying? So people had
Right,
to
but
deal with these. When you ask somebody why don't you want to go to a W-2, these issues, this shit existed when gig work wasn't around. So
let's
if you
say
were able to deal with it
let's say
back
you're
then,
right.
you know,
Let's say you're right, and it's gonna disappear. You still can be an independent, contractor for
yeah,
those restaurants.
yeah. But see,
Even
it could very easily disappear for any one of us.
you,
Even my
you just
W-2,
go
it
you
could
have to
disappear.
go restaurant to restaurant and present yourself. Hey, I'm a delivery guy. This is my number. Call me, and I'll do the same thing what the apps are doing right now. You know, if that's the case, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but yeah, well, but you also got to look at it this way. Gig work could stop for any one of us any day. All it takes is let's just use Bobby for an example. I love using Bobby because he's the greatest. Let's say Bobby was goofing around and he decides to run at one of his stop signs one day, and somebody just takes fucking Bobby out big time, puts Bobby in a wheelchair, puts Bobby in a fucking bed for fucking 6 to 8 months, whatever the case may be. So gig work can stop for us at any time. So when people say, well, gig work ain't gonna go nowhere, well, for you it can, because all it takes is one catastrophic issue. Let's say you get sick, kind of like I did, where you're sitting in your car all day and you end up, where you can't fucking breathe. Something happens. You see what I'm saying? So it is possible for it to go away on an individual basis. Maybe
But
not as a group.
the same thing could happen to a bus driver, to a train driver, to
Well, that's what I'm saying. It could, yeah, that can happen to any of us. So you may have to fucking be a greeter at Walmart because you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. You can't sit in the car and drive all day. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why I still respect people in wheelchair that still trying to work or do something, because a lot
but
of people that end up in the wheelchair, they get discouraged, they they're thinking, oh, I'm down now, I cannot do shit, you
but
still have
that
to.
yeah. But that's the thing that makes me laugh is nobody thinks of these. The only thing that everybody ever thinks about, oh, if I get deactivated, I'll just go to another app or blah blah. But they never take into the fact the most extremes examples. Like me, for example, trust me, I go everything to the extreme. When I think or make a decision, I think what's the most extreme thing that's going to happen to me if I choose to do this, or even me. Like I said, I had I had my car totaled at work on a W-2, so I know it could happen. It wasn't my fault, but the motherfucker just took me out. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's possible to happen. So I look at it to the extreme, and I think a lot of people don't do that. They don't look at what's the extreme thing that could happen if I choose to do this, if I choose to do it a full time. I don't think they look at the extreme. They just have that in the moment mindset. I don't
I'm
think a
gonna
lot of
explain you why, Roy. Be right back. I'm gonna explain
I
you.
don't think a lot of gig workers take in. They think for the moment only. I don't think they look into the future. To be honest with you, what do you think on that, Bobby?
All right. So I was gonna actually about what you just said just now. So I could also spin that and use the same logic against, not against you, but like against the W-2, right? So as a delivery driver for Domino's, you same scenario could happen to you. You could be pulling up to a stop sign, somebody plows you, you're paralyzed, so you could be in the same. So it really, essentially, it doesn't matter what job you're doing because at any moment something crazy could happen. I could back out of my driveway and a freaking, you know, a garbage truck come plow the back of me and I'm crippled for the rest of my life. But it's anything can happen to anybody at any moment. It's not just about the activation. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah, but
I
see,
could go ahead.
but when you say you could use that against me, it wouldn't use against me because I'm insured. I'm insured through the company. I'm insured through the state. That if something happens to me, I know I still have money coming in. I'm not
Right.
on,
Well,
you know what I'm saying. So I can take the time to heal up, get whatever it takes, and I'll still be making money. Whereas that wouldn't work for you.
yeah. I'll say this. So, my response to that would be, um, if that in order to successfully be in gig work, it doesn't matter what kind, but for the long term, while also protecting yourself, if you're not good at managing your own money, you're gonna crash and burn. And I'm gonna use myself as an example. And know this before anybody says it. Vegas, I know you're in the chat. This is not bragging. This is just telling the truth. I could walk outside tomorrow, fall, break my ankle, and not be able to work for 4 months, and I have nothing to worry about. 4 to 6 months, I have it covered.
But
So,
how many gig workers do you think have that? From what
I
you
mean, I don't want
from
to
what
speak for
you
everybody, but probably a low percentage, if I had to guess, based on some of
okay.
these fucktards I see out here.
Yeah.
But it's all about like it's not even so much about the kind of quality of the person that's doing it. It's the what did you learn growing up? For example, in school, I took a lot of business and economic classes, especially in college. I have a degree in business management. So I know how to manage my money. I'm not perfect. We all splurge on stupid shit, but I would say I'm a lot more frugal than a lot of people are, and I don't go out and get the nicest pair of shoes. I mean, I literally will wear the same shoes until they start falling apart. So I manage my money, and what I do is I think a lot of people, some of them might live day to day, and I can't speak for others, but a lot of people that don't live day to day, their biggest problem is that they don't look at the bigger picture. Whereas what I do is say, okay, I know I need X amount of dollars to pay my bills each week. I want to make double that every single week. That way I have a buffer for these incidents that are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm driving and I blow a tire right now, the only thing it's going to do is inconvenience me, but financially, it won't mean anything because I'll just say, okay, here, I'm going to go get my
Yeah.
tire fixed. Whereas some people might have a blown tire and be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? The whole world's crashing down because a lot of it comes to not being able to responsibly manage their own money. You know what I mean? It's a mindset. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It comes down to responsibility, man.
Yeah. And okay, and let's go with the whole gig tuber when it comes to that issue. Do you think the gig tubers are too busy pushing how to make more money? Should they, should, along with gig tubers pushing the ability to make more money and how to make more money, should they also be putting out videos on how to better manage that money the extra money you're making? Or do you think that's something they should help maybe encourage more versus just make more? You know what I'm saying? Because you can I could get $1 million tomorrow and blow it tomorrow. Same with Bobby. You can make $1 million today and blow it tomorrow.
I
Right.
don't
So,
think the big tubers are financial advisor, to be honest. Like,
well, you don't have to be a financial advisor to encourage people to put money away for their cars. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Or
meet
maybe they're
Necro.
scared.
Necro,
Maybe they're
you're,
scared.
Necro is not a financial advisor, but a Necro can go to his friend and say, "Hey, since you're doing gig work, maybe you might want to consider putting about this much away." But you don't have to be a fucking financial advisor, bro.
Bro, you know how people are, you know, when they're gonna trust you like on financial situation, they're gonna not succeed and they're gonna fail and they're gonna blame you because you advise them. This is how it is, you know. That's why like a lot
Well,
of gig tubers are not explaining like how to save money or how to reinvest in something else because they don't want to be blamed.
Well, 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 I could come on here and I could do a video say, "Hey guys, you need to put $50 a week away, so you have at least, let's say, $1,000 for car repairs should something major go with your car." If you choose not to at that point, you can't blame me because I just gave you a hypothetical that, or I just gave you a thing that, being somebody who's done gig work for fucking 6, 7 years, full time, part time, whatever, I know what it's going to cost if, let's say, your car breaks down. So if I just say, "Hey guys, you might want to consider doing $50, whatever, away. That way you have some, savings for your car to break down." You can't blame me. You technically can't blame me. You could blame me, of course. You could blame me, but that would just show your ignorance and not taking responsibility. All I did was give you the suggestion. It's up to you to put that suggestion into that fact. So you're always gonna shit. We get blamed for, gig tubers get blamed for every fucking thing, bro. I get blamed for starting drama every day, and I don't even fucking do nothing but walk in a room. And next thing you know, people are yelling and screaming. It's my fault. So let's fucking be honest. You get blamed for every fucking thing.
I know, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, and this is gonna rub some people the wrong way, but I'm always gonna tell how I feel. So if you're coming to YouTube for financial advice and you can't manage your own money, you've already failed before you started, as far as I'm
Exactly.
concerned. So it's like,
Exactly.
should gig tubers, should they do that? I think the problem is too many people put gig tubers on a pedestal, like they're fucking god or something, when they're
Yeah.
just like us. So I think that's the biggest issue is, oh, well, this person said I should do it this way. And they take everything people say as like the gospel,
Yeah.
and it's a little weird to me. It's
Yeah.
a little strange, but it's like,
They're all influencers for a reason.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. I think that's a society problem. They're so used to people telling them how to live their fucking life and do this and do that, that when a gig tuber comes on, they just automatically go to that, like, because that's how they've lived their whole life. They've never had to, like Bobby, Necro. We've all had to learn this shit the hard way in our way to make sure we got it. Whereas shit, 25, 30-year-olds nowadays, they rely on to be told everything. Fuck. Look at our country, how fucked up it is because people watch shit on the news
It is,
and
man.
thinks that's real and they think, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
It is.
I think
Look how many people think it's okay for a woman, for a man to be in women's sports. Anybody with common sense know that's retarded.
wait, it's
Let's
okay for
fucking be
what?
honest.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said, look at all the people that think it's okay for a man to be in women's sports. We all know, people with common sense all know that that's fucking dumb. I know as a
That's fucked
man
up, bro.
that if I'm, yeah, when I was in high school and I was doing my track and field, I was a state champ. I threw that motherfucker far as fuck. Now, because I throw on a wig or grow my hair out long and prance around in pink clothes, that means I should just be able to go out onto the girls' team and just smoke the fuck out of everybody. That's just common sense. But look how many people nowadays think that's okay. That's fucking retarded. So it's crazy. Driven Dad, what's
It
up?
is a it is a problem when a man competes in the women's league. But if a woman competes in the men's league, she's not gonna do nothing. You know what I mean?
But that just shows you how ignorant people are. Look at, even girls are saying it's okay. How, as a girl or a parent of a girl, would they ever think that's okay? Look how many females are like, oh yes, it's moving things forward. How's that moving things forward? You know what I'm saying? As a female, how do you find that moving forward? You know what
I'll
I'm
say
saying?
this
Look,
when it comes to that particular subject, because it's a very sensitive subject, and I don't want to like offend any particular party of people. I would say the only argument that I would make against allowing it is that it's almost genetically unfair for either party. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows that in genetics are different, chromosomes are different, and so it's almost like you have a genetic disadvantage if you're going against someone of the opposite sex. And I'm not saying that women aren't strong, because of course there's plenty of strong women, but it's just genetically that's just a fact. It's a scientific fact. So when you put a man in a woman's sport or vice versa, it's not really a level playing field one way or the other. That's
But
all.
but again, I think this is also the problem we're running into. And you said it exactly. I don't want to offend anybody. I think we need to start offending people. I think it needs to be brought up more and more, and more people need to be busting balls on it versus worrying about hurting feelings. Because
Right.
I'll take a perfect example. It happened in Canada. It was fucking funny as fuck. This dude went to a woman's powerlifting thing, and because Canada says you can say whatever you want, and that's what we'll assume you are. He had a full-grown fucking man beard, was wearing a man's leotard, everything. Went in there and said, "I'm a girl," and he ended up smashing the girl's bench press record by like 100 and some pounds. And they said that was okay. Come on, man. Come on. And he did it to prove the point that that's fucking ridiculous. Now, for every future, this man's record is going to be on the Canadian books because he said he was a girl. No girl is ever going to be able to reach that. How is that fair? And why don't people want to speak up on it? Because they're so worried about hurting feelings. You know?
We're gonna have the Olympics, man, this summer in France.
Yeah. You know,
The
so
same, the same
I think
problem.
it's I think people just need to quit worrying about hurting feelings anymore. I think our country is so far backwards, and I think we need to stop worrying about hurting feelings, and people just need to let it rip. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to see it. Like, boy, Bud Light right now, they're paying the price. Bud Light's paying the price. You know.
But at the same time, you also have to. I get what you're saying as far as like tough love, and I get all that. I'm not saying baby someone, but at the same time, like, we can't also just completely shit on someone because they come from a different walk of life. And I obviously don't know what it's like to go through that. I don't know anyone personally that has had any kind of a sex change or anything, but there is scientific evidence to support that some of the people, as weird as it might sound, some of these people are genetically born female, but physically are male. And I can't say, hey, I know that genetically you're supposed to be one thing, but your body let you grow is another thing. But sorry, you can't be happy in your own body, so deal with it. Like, that would be a dick move of me to say that. You know what I mean?
Okay,
You gotta suck it up, bro. You gotta suck it up.
yeah, and Jessica already proved that's wrong. So that's you can't be born a female and have genetics of a male. That's impossible. You're either one or the other. You're
Shut
either
up,
gonna have
Vegas.
you're either gonna have ovaries or not. And if it does happen, I think that was like a 0.0000001% or some shit like that.
Right.
So
I just stay clear of any subject that tells people what to do or what not to do with their own body. I don't even go
okay,
there.
but you got to think about it from everybody's point of view, Bobby. You got to think of it. What if you had daughters and you have some big fucking man that said he's a girl and he's smashing your daughter in volleyball, or you put your whole how many? We all know how adults are when their kids come to sports. We've seen it. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. They take their kids. They teach them everything in sports, put them in special things to be a super good athlete, only to be smashed by somebody that wants to pretend they're something they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's unfair from
You
my
know what I'm
point.
saying? So not you can respect somebody's okay if you want to act like a girl and be a girl and pretend to be a girl, more power to you. But at the same time, you can respect their opinion and speak out on it without doing anything wrong, in my opinion. Because not only you're respecting their wishes, but you're also shows that you respect the sanctity of being a woman. You know what I'm saying? and shit like that. So, hey, what's up? What's up, Roxon? What's the
I mean, I'm
emergency?
gonna respect you until
How
you're
did that
gonna fucking
motherfucker just? Oh,
compete against somebody else, you know?
yeah. But I think we've gotten too sensitive, man. Everybody's worried about being canceled, or everybody's worried about being labeled as a homophobe or a transphobe. No, I can respect you, but I don't think it's fair that you're in there smashing little girls with a volleyball in their face. I don't think that's right. And it's not. You want to think you're this or think you're that. More power to you, but and look, and let's think about it. Not if I was to run around. Okay, if I was, let's say, 10 years ago, was to walk in Domino's on all fours pretending to be a zebra, where would I be right now? I'd be locked up in some fucking padded room. So it's crazy to me. It's weird. But I still don't think a lot of gig workers would make good employees, though. Back on subject. I don't think they. They think they've become too spoiled.
Also, I don't know if Danny knows he's muted, but he might be with a passenger. That could be why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You could have let him stay muted for about 5 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes told him, and we would get the same story.
Right. He's probably still on his point from 5 minutes ago.
No. I've been hearing you guys. I just didn't have them listen. You know what I mean? But listen, if they're 18 years old, if they want to have a sex change, that's fine. Under the age of 18, you can't fucking have a sex change. That's number one. Number two, even if you have a sex change, you cannot be in the women's sport. If you want to have your own motherfucking league, then more power to you. Just like the handicap, they have their own league.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have a transsexual Olympics. That's it. That's what they're looking for. Listen, that's what they're looking for. They're looking to start a league.
Fine. That's totally fine. If they want to have their own league, that's fine.
Right.
But they're not trying to start a league. That's the problem, Danny. They're not trying to start a league because too many people are willing to accept a guy smashing a girl in the face with a volleyball. They're not trying to start a league because it wouldn't take much to start a league. They could already do it. The problem is
I know. Our governor stopped that already here. That's illegal here in Florida. We got the best state in the world. He don't take no shit. You know, this state don't take no shit. So those laws have nothing to do here. Whether he's gonna sign an executive order or whatever this freaking crazy man we got, Ron DeSantis says that shit ain't gonna fly here.
Yeah. So okay, but yeah, gig workers still don't make good employees. I don't think. But I don't know. It's all craziness right now.
Well, this shit got way off topic.
Well, I don't know. It kind of almost mimics the topic because gig workers think they're employees. A lot of them think they're employees. So instead of being an actual independent contractor, they think they're employees. So they ask for all this extra shit from the company. So I guess we could put in a gig worker, a actual gig worker.
Well, I tell you this, when it comes to, and I had this discussion last night, I believe, or the night before. I can't remember. This is whatever. But I'll say this: when it comes to these apps, I want two things. I want an app that doesn't glitch every other day, and transparency. More transparency would be nice, but I don't expect it. Other than that, I can handle the rest. Just leave me the hell alone. I don't want them to give me all these special programs. I don't want them to feed me certain pay amounts per order to make me feel like an employee. I don't want all that. Like, just simple. Fix it. Don't have a buggy app all the time. I can handle the rest.
Now, when you say you don't want all these glitches, now are you sure they're glitches and it's not something on your end that's happening?
Yes, because everyone bitches about the same exact scenario, and every single person's phone can't be exactly as shitty as mine. Now, obviously, if I'm in a dead zone and I miss an order, obviously that's because of my city or my internet. But when it's the same repetitive shit where it always happens to be during primetime dinner when they just all of a sudden crash their app, or when my screen goes white for no random reason, and it's all bugs that I was talking to Cody about this last night, and he had a solution, but it'll never happen financially. Would be
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they got their own servers and didn't run
yeah,
off of Amazon's, it would help a lot. But they'll
yeah,
never do it. But
yeah. Of course not. But that's the thing. You also got to remember it's a computer thing.
yeah,
There, you got 100, probably over 100 million people with it on their phone, and so you can't be perfect.
right. I
I'm
expect
not.
glitches to
To me,
happen.
it's going to deal with it. Look, Domino's is a huge corporation. They got shit tons of money, and their fucking app fucks up on the daily too. So it's just something you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's something you got to deal with. I just chalk it up to
Yeah, but
business.
they
It's kind
could.
of like it's kind of like Danny running his lawnmower business. If he runs out of fucking line for his line trimmer, it's like, ah, fuck. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
happens. It's something you
Oh,
just got to deal with.
Vegas. I'm not ever gonna stop parking in people's driveways, so you can just get over it. You'll be all right.
Shit, did you see that one story where that girl drove in that guy's driveway and he blasted him in New
No.
York? Yeah, in New York. She was with a bunch of friends and they were going to pick up another friend from a house and they drove up the wrong driveway and the dude blasted them for no fucking reason and killed one of the girls.
Probably related to Vegas somehow.
Yeah, so be careful when you're pulling into people's driveways anymore, man. People get like
Every
people.
single time I pull in a driveway, he gets so mad. He's like, if you pulled in my driveway, I'd come up and shoot your brains out, or I'd blow your tires. I'm like, Jesus, like, calm
Yeah,
down. It's not that serious. Like, I'm not like
I,
parking in the middle of your grass. Like,
I, for me though, I'm the same way. I do not pull into people's driveways. I just don't do it for some reason. I don't do it either.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I
Yeah, I
just
don't.
don't care. I mean,
I don't know why. I've never really gave it much thought, like to pull in the driveway or not pull. That's just one of those things that I just right pull up right to the front of the house, and I don't.
I'm looking where the door is. How closer to the door I can be, that's my spot.
Yeah, I just pull up to on the side of the road. If I really want to, I'll just kick my lights on my car, and I won't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just put the lights on, and people can go fuck around me or something.
I have
So,
to say something on Roy's
Especially when it's
channel.
fucking raining outside.
oh, what do you have to say on my channel?
God bless America, motherfuckers! That's it.
Okay. Now I got a question for Danny. This might start some drama. You sit there and you say that I go to flexes and cause drama all the time. How is it you come to mine and we have no drama? If I'm the actual person that causes the drama, how's it
Because
when we come up? How's it when we come on my live stream, Danny? There's no drama.
because Mr. Torp said it the best. He said, Roy goes to Flex's lounge, starts shit, and then on his lounge, he talks about it. But yet he started it in
No,
Flex's lounge. I don't
no,
know.
no.
Ask
Come on,
Torp. I don't know.
come on,
Leave me.
buddy. Come. Hey, what's up, Danny? Come on. You've been here multiple times. That's not even true. I don't even talk about Flex's lounge for the most part here. You've been in here many a times, bro. So come on now.
In
Maybe
Torp
with.
we trust.
What you're saying, Danny, is that as from your personal experience when you come in here and we talk about the things we talk about, you're going to listen to a man that doesn't come in here and you're going to take his word over your own what you see with your own eyes.
Give him a wrench.
I ain't going to give him dick. That motherfucker, like I said, they could be fucking doing snow angels in hell and he won't get a fucking wrench. I'll give him like I said in my video, I'll be more than happy to send him a Harbor Freight coupon and he can buy all
Yeah.
the wrenches he fucking wants. I'm sorry, bro.
I didn't know.
But
I didn't notice. Did you take my wrench away
no, I
in your
didn't take
life?
your wrench away. What the fuck?
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
don't If I really didn't want you here, Danny, you wouldn't be here right now. You know
I
that.
know that. I know, Roy. And you know I always fuck around with you. It's just for the drama. It's just
Yeah.
drama's good sometimes.
Yeah. See, now
When
you're
I,
gonna get us. Now you're gonna get another video from Torp talking about this live stream because of something you said, and then he'll take up the one thing I said about fucking Flex's Lounge and say I proved it. I proved it. They're like, come on,
I did it on purpose,
come
Roy.
on.
You know me. You
Yeah,
know me.
whatever. Whatever. So whatever. But yeah. So it is what it is. But it just goes to show you, I don't cause drama. So.
I'll have to respectfully disagree with that. You do cause drama, maybe
see,
not all of it, but when you come in and say, "Why is everybody so quiet? What the fuck?" and then all of a sudden it turns into, "Where's Dino?" and then you insert random statement here that you know is gonna rile people up. Come on, don't act like you don't do it. Come on.
I know. Why would it rile
Bullshit.
people
You're
up?
smiling. You're smiling. You liar.
It's not
Listen,
riling people.
listen. I don't think it's bad. Okay, I think it's funny. So if people are fucking uptight or whatever, then fuck them. I think it's funny and it makes see, it makes videos. People make videos of it. Torp, hot facts, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. If they don't want to, let them tune out. I don't give a shit. If I would come into your life and you wouldn't want me, I wouldn't get upset. I would say, fuck it. He didn't want me today. Fuck him, and that's it.
No,
You
you
know,
would go into
people.
no. You would go into Flex's and say, Roger, asshole, he wouldn't let me on, blah, blah, blah. And then I would come into Flex and say, what the fuck are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
And then it would be on. So, come on now.
yes, but it would be conversation. It would start a
Yeah.
debate. It would start a conversation. That's all. But I wouldn't get uptight.
Watch
You know.
yeah, and I'm going to give you a perfect example. Watching the lounge tonight, somebody's going to come in there and they're going to
Oh
say,
yeah,
you should have been,
Cherry.
you should have been on Roy's live today. He said gig workers suck and they would be horrible fucking employees. Watch.
Cherry, I don't know. Cherry said he was gonna be on the lounge today. I don't know. He's gonna be so fucking high. Who knows? He probably sleep all day, baby. He's gonna be so high. He was high since this morning, I think.
Look, Southern Gig. What's up? Ooh, thanks for the $2. I gotta put you on the main screen.
I think some debates and arguments are really needed, you know, because some people just don't understand.
Listen,
that's the
hold
thing.
on, Roy. There's different channels. There's some fucking channels that they talk like the right share, rodeo, whatever. It's like you gotta fucking have a tie and this and that. And then you got the fucking lounge. The lounge is like a fucking bar. We just chill. I think we have a lot of fun. I mean, me personally, you know. But to each his own.
Yeah, Necro, to your point, I don't think people understand what a debate is. They don't understand that. And they just take everything you say to be the gospel and it's an automatic attack. And that's the major problem I see with most people.
That's
is you
fucked
can't
up, yeah.
you can't
Listen, I gotta disagree, Roy. I think one thing that if the lounge would become like a fucking debate and we talk and it would be like some of these other shows, I don't think it will be fun. Let them have that type of show. I think it's fun the way we get along and we just pick at each other. But that's my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not my channel.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but Danny, it doesn't become fun when people start to take it to heart and they think you're picking on them. Like if we were to go to the lounge tonight and Necro acted like some of these other people that come on the lounge, and Necro says, I like chocolate chip ice cream, and I say, oh, I really don't like chocolate chip ice cream. I think this or that. Some of these people on the lounge would let's say it was Necro, would just lose their shit. Oh, you just don't like it because I said I liked it, and you don't know what you're talking about because you don't know this about chocolate chip ice cream. You see what I'm saying? They don't know what a debate is. Just me giving my personal opinion on a lot of things, people automatically assume Roy's ripping my ass. I'm gonna have to make a video about him later because because I say take personal responsibility for your own shit. All of a sudden, I'm a company man. You
No,
see what
but
I'm
that's what
saying?
makes
It's
the
shit like,
lounge.
come on.
Yeah, but that's what makes the lounge different than the other fucking shows. I think. But like I said, it's not my show. Whoever owns the show, Mr. Flex, if he wants to change things around, he can make different rules and this and that. If that's what he wants his
Bro,
channel to be, I
bro,
think his channel
I
is.
checked
I really,
I checked
I
the
really,
other panels.
Yeah.
I really
But
think his channel's the best. I think.
but to my thing is I will only deal with it for so long. Like I'm willing to be in there and deal with certain things. I'm only going to deal with this so long. So if me and Necro, every time we try to, or I try to debate Necro over
How
something he
are you, my
says,
love? Yes, I'm here
or
to pick up
yeah,
Angie.
yeah, okay, well tell Angie that, not me when I'm in the middle of talking. Um, uh, at some point, if I go into Necro and we're having a discussion, and every time I ask Necro to a question about something he brings up, he start losing his shit, calling people names, cussing and screaming. I'm only going to deal with it so long before I say, you know what, bye, Necro. I don't want to deal with you anymore. And that's what it's
Yeah.
gotten to with Dino and Torp is I will not deal with that anymore because you can't even have a legit conversation without somebody losing their shit, saying you're this or saying you're that. I've never come out and called Dino a fuck anything other than just backlash from what I've gotten. So, you
But
know.
it's the same thing on every other panel that using
Mhm.
StreamYards because I was like browsing, what are those other people doing? Because there are other people like us on the panel
Yeah,
talking, and the drama, bro, they
yeah,
got their own shit. I was like, so we're not
yeah,
far away from them. So I guess everybody's doing the same thing in a kind of way.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you're always going to have people that disagree. It's being able to handle the disagreement like a fucking adult instead of going back days later making a video or yelling and screaming and calling people names. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Thank God
I'm
it's
going
you.
to take Will. I'm going to
Thank
take
God you
Willie.
checked.
Oh my god,
It
I'm
was
going
the
to take
wrong
Willie as
customer.
I'm going to take Willie as the perfect example. Willie can get mad. I don't give a shit. But I'm going to use Willie as an example. We were talking about the animals eating people, and I was in the middle of discussing something, and he totally cut me off. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I got mad and I got like, fuck it. I'll come back when I can actually talk. The minute I left the room, what did Willie start doing? Start talking shit about me. Like, what the fuck are you talking shit about? And then that's when I came back and yelled at Willie and said, wait a minute, you get mad at people when they cut you off, but if I do it now, I'm a bad guy. So that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's like, well, wait a minute. You get on here, and we've heard Willie scream many a times at people for talking over him. But the minute Roy did it, I was a dickhead. And he's talking shit behind my back when I left the room. So come on, man. Let's fucking be honest. But I was the one causing the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the funniest part. Is Roy doesn't matter what Roy did. Roy can come in with fucking handing out lollipops to everybody, giving everybody everything, and I would be the one causing drama. And I wouldn't even be. I don't even have to be in the room, and I get accused of starting the drama.
I would just like to let you know that there would be a small part of me that would think that would work in your favor if you did start handing out lollipops. That might make it a little bit better. So I don't know how you can physically do that through the
Yeah.
screen, but
The only difference I think, Bobby, is they would be eating the lollipop while they're saying I cause drama. That's all.
yeah, I guess.
That
The
would,
But that,
Lollipop Guild.
yeah, that would be they'd be like, God damn, it's a good lollipop. You still cause drama, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That would be the
I mean,
fucking thing.
but come on, but I agree with you that it's definitely not all one person. But you gotta admit, you've self admitted that you do it sometimes.
Yeah, I will go in there and do it, but it helps liven the shit up, man. Because I've been in there the last couple of days, man. I'm like, I'm trying to stay awake driving
Oh
and
yeah.
shit. I'm like, come on, man, let's get some action up in
Even
this bitch.
even Jessica's been like, "Why is it so quiet in there?" I'm like, "Fuck, I
Yeah, I
don't know.
know.
Nobody's talking." Like, you know why? I figured it out. It's because you have to have a certain combination of people, right? Because
Yeah,
if it's two or three people that generally don't like, for example, right? So I'll use Cody and Alex. Cody more so, but neither one of them are like big time talkers. They generally are more quiet, right? So when it's the two of them and then Flex is watching something on TV and not paying attention, then who the fuck's gonna talk? So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
you need a certain combination of people to make it all work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
because
the people to ask question or to read the chat and react with,
We need Yup up there. See, he'll be the ask all the questions, and then it'll never stop talking. So Yup, if you're listening, you need
I don't
to
have a
be up
problem.
there.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it does get fucking annoying being accused of doing shit every time, even though I don't do it. But it's like I've learned to accept it. I'm on YouTube. I've learned to accept it. But it's not gonna keep me from keeping my mouth shut. I'm still gonna run my mouth
Yeah.
because I like that. That when it comes to, let's say, Bobby gives an opinion. If I ask Bobby about his opinion or I question his opinion, Bobby, as a grown man who believes in his conviction and believes in his opinion, he can explain his opinion. It's the ones that make me laugh is the ones when you go, okay, well, let me ask you about your opinion. I give you and the first thing you do is go off the rip. That means you don't even have a defense to your own opinion. You know, how many times have we, Bobby, given an opinion and I ask you about it, you go off and you explain it, blah, blah, blah. And then how many other times have I asked other people about their opinion, certain people, and they lose their shit right off the bat? You know what I'm saying? So that
because
just,
the opinion is not strong enough, I guess.
yeah, but that's not my fault. That's not my fault that
If your
you lack it.
opinion is strong enough, you're gonna fight for your opinion, right?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not gonna come. Yeah, I'm not gonna come on here and share an opinion with you guys and not know how to defend my own opinion.
I'll say
That's
this. I'll say this. So, speaking for myself, at least, since you just used me as an example, I think the reason is, and it kind of is pretty much what Alice just said, but I'm gonna say it my own way that when I believe something, I believe it very strong, unless proven like, hey, you're way the hell off base here, and then I'm like, all right, I was wrong. But when I go to say something, I believe it so strongly that you could be screaming and cursing at me and I'm still going to feel the same way. So like it kind of maybe that's why we don't get into so many back and forths because I'm not in the back somewhat doubting myself. And I think people can do that where they feel a certain way, but they don't feel it all the way. So it's like as soon as somebody questions them, their kind of self-doubt comes in, which causes and in most in human nature that if like if you're gonna start doubting yourself, it's normal to want to find another source to get that doubt away from you by saying, oh well, that's because you know what I'm saying. So I know that sounds like a weird explanation, but it's
no.
because I believe so strongly in what I'm saying that it doesn't matter how you say it, I'm gonna feel the same way regardless, unless
And I'm
I'm
gonna
way
add,
off.
and I'm gonna add to that where you say that. I think on the other spectrum of it is that some people think that they are so knowledgeable and they know everything that they should never be questioned. That's why they lose their shit. They think because I'm me, I said this, everybody needs to listen and believe what I say. And so when you don't, they lose their fucking shit. So that kind of falls in hand too, you know.
Yes, there's a lot of people that are really bad at having a god complex on YouTube. I've noticed that a lot of them. So
Yes,
that
Jackie. I'm one of the few, the few that actually will read comments and talk to you guys. I can do two things at once, called multitasking. Yeah.
I
People
try
are
to do it, but I
saying
miss them sometimes. So it happens.
Well, that's the
people
whole
are
reason
saying we're
for.
gonna have a digital god soon.
But then again, Jackie, I could see where if I had 200 motherfuckers in this room right now, I'd be like, I couldn't do it. But we keep our groups small enough that I can read everything.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the lives are,
obviously,
and actually the lives are for you guys anyway. So that's why I do it in the first place. I do it because I don't do live streams because I love my pretty face. I can look at that in the mirror anytime I want. I do it for you guys because because we don't talk about gig work all the time here. So it gives you guys an opportunity.
I mean, kind of like you said, if there's 100, 200, 300, and so forth people, it's almost physically impossible to read every comment. It's moving so fast that there's no way that you can keep
Yeah,
up
but
with it.
Bobby, I've had upwards of 45, 50 people in here, and I can keep up with that. And we've seen people with less than 10 motherfuckers, and they don't read one fucking comment. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with
yeah,
that. I'm just saying that you have to understand or anybody should understand that once you reach a certain amount of people, it's really hard to read every comment, especially if you're having a debate on a panel. It's impossible for your eyes to see everything. So it's like, unless you have somebody monitoring the chat for you and putting comments on the screen for you, it's almost impossible.
We
So you
got
can't.
Tommy. We got Tommy, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
But I've always apologize. I ain't apologizing to shit, Jonathan. What do I owe you apology for?
I mean, if
No.
it's like a serious and important question, some people will super chat you with like $2. Hey, read my stupid question, or
Well, but that's how I've always done my channel. I've always had my live streams for the viewers, because a lot of these guys that go into chat rooms and shit, they're trying to get information, and it's like they're talking to the motherfucking wall. So here they can at least ask something. I can be like, damn.
now I
They-
will say this: it also depends on the kind of live stream, right? Like yours is always at home, so that's a little bit different. If you're driving, like say Flex does, for example, he's driving, it would be impossible for him to safely see every kind of comment while driving and trying to make money and dealing with calling customers. So it's like, it depends. Now, if you're sitting at home and you have a live stream and you're completely ignoring your chat, to me, you're kind of disrespecting your own audience. That's how,
Like-
and I'm not,
like Flex does when he's watching TV.
yes. And I've called him out on that, so it's not like that's not a secret.
That's right. Since I get accused of talking shit about Flex's lounge all the time, let's talk shit about his lounge. Yes, Flex, you don't pay enough attention to your viewers. So let's there.
Yeah.
God damn it. And I'm one about safety, bro. I'm the one that rips everybody's ass about safety. So I'm definitely not going to break my own safety protocols and then look like a hypocrite, because I'll get called that. I get called that anyways. But
Because I'll say this: if I go to a live stream, the ones that are at home, just to be clear, those are the ones I'm specifically referring to. If I go to a live stream and it's not something crazy where like there's 500 people commenting, if it's like normal like us, and I go in there and I sit in there for 5 or 10 minutes, and I don't see anybody on the panel even respond to a single comment, not even just from me, just from anybody, I bounce. Because it's like, what's the point? Like, aren't you supposed to engage with people? Like, what's?
Yeah, Jackie, I'll give Flex that. Yeah, he takes advantage of us. He allows us to do his work for him. He's got Bobby there to do it. I got to take a piss. Fuck the Bobby, y'all.
It's called an abuse of power. If you're listening, that's what I call it. It's not. It's called, taking advantage of your resources, I guess. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, Bobby, but think like this. Like you said, you're driving and you cannot read the chat, but you can also play the game and be into the game and not read the chat. Like the same thing like driving, you're paying attention at the game. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but I just feel like, okay, again, the lounge is different. I'm talking about when somebody's doing a 1 hour live on a specific topic. Now, if we're just up there, like I said, that's why I always say the lounge is so different, because it's not designed to have one specific topic. It's so you can it's basically just like people have said, it's like a lunch break for coworkers to just come bullshit, so it's different. Whereas a lot of lives, it's like they're specifically setting X amount of time.
You gotta be on top.
Right. So in that particular case, I feel like you should be engaged. Now, if you're sitting there for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and y'all just bullshitting around and you miss a few, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because you have to be engaged, because sometimes the chat got a good point and it makes sense, and probably it's your answer to your topic,
Yeah. By the way, while Roy's not, I would love to say this when Roy's in here, but I'm gonna get this out now. To anybody listening, because I saw your comment, Trout, this is for you, first of all. And second of all, I am not anybody's secretary, motherfucker. It's called administrative assistant.
Yeah, right.
Okay? We don't call it secretary anymore.
If you say so.
Called Boy Scout.
Did Flex send you a 1099 for doing all? Did Flex send you a 1099 for being a bitch? Like,
He doesn't have to. I do it for free because I'm a good guy.
Yeah, Cody. I wanted to talk to Cody. I found a gun shop here in Nevada, Cody, that doesn't believe in Second Amendment rights, bro. So wanted to talk to Cody about that. Let him know that. I went to buy a handgun, and Nevada has their own background check system for handguns versus going to the federal. You could do either or. Well, I always get delayed on when I buy a handgun. I always get delayed for some reason. And the shop has a discretion. They'll let you have the gun, and then you have to deal with the ATF or whatever later. I actually went to a gun shop, went to buy a gun, and I got a delay. They refused, bro. They refused. They refused. They said, nope, we would prefer. This is what they said. They said we would prefer that you work with the state to figure it out. So they're all about they're not about your Second Amendment rights, man. It's fucking horrible. Horrible. They want you to work with the state to blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is that? So
It's
I'll never buy
bullshit.
anything. So that gun store can suck my balls. So
But what if they want to suck your balls? You know what I'm saying? Then
well,
you're not really winning there.
well, fuck them. They could kiss my ass. They'll never get. You know, I was going in there to buy 2 handguns, and they lost 2 handgun sales because they rather me work with the state to figure it out. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
You
They do
talking
it to
about your ticket situation?
well, yeah, but a ticket is non-criminalized here, so it shouldn't make a
Right.
difference, even if there was a ticket on there. And you, as the gun dealer, you have the discretion to say, okay, here's the handgun. At that point, you don't even deal with it anymore. The fucking ATF deals with it. So because they got a shitty background system, they delayed my purchase. You have the opportunity to sell me the handguns, which I bought many handguns, you know, because I get the same shit all the time. And you say you tell me you rather me deal with the state with it? No, that means you support government bullshit of gun control, and I'm not about that. Sorry, I'm not. That's ridiculous. All right, hold on, Cody. Let me get the link here, buddy. Because they love delaying fucking. They love delaying fucking purchases. It's fucking ridiculous.
All right,
It's so
so
funny how this topic has like just constantly like changed to different shit.
Yeah, but that's good. But that's good. We like that. We like that when we can talk about other things. We're not. We don't all live for gig work, Bobby.
I didn't. What the fuck? I didn't. I don't live for gig work. What do you mean? Am I working right now, or am I
Have
sitting
you
in my car?
have you been sitting there the whole time waiting on an order?
No, I'm not working. I'm sitting in my driveway.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, God damn, dude. What's up, Cody?
How are you?
yo, catch up later, guys. Later, dudes.
All right, see you next. Yeah, dude. That's some bullshit, Cody. Bullshit.
Yeah. Is the connection okay? It's a little weird on my end.
Yeah, we get you. We hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah. So usually you fill out that 4473 form, and obviously it's either it's one of three things. It's a proceed, delay, or deny. And usually when there's a delay, they'll say, I'm just going to use a generic date. Let's say today is May 1st, for example. You go in, you get delayed today, right? They'll say delayed till May 8th. So so the ATF can call back at any time up to the 8th and proceed your sale, and then the FFL will call you, come in, pick your stuff up. Or if you don't hear back if the FFL does not hear back from the ATF, then the sale automatically proceeds. It goes through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Yeah.
had it happen to me, and
Here's 3 days.
I'll tell you this. Say it again.
Here it's 3 days. If they don't hear anything back within 3 days, if they delay you and they don't hear anything back within 3 days, they have the ability to let you have the handgun and then the ATF can go about. The ATF gets 90 days to go through and look, and if you hear nothing after 90 days, then chances are you're never going to hear anything. But this fucking dealership, bro, they went through the Nevadas. The Nevadas is a little bit different, bro. It goes proceed, unresolved / open, or denied. So the only thing they changed was instead of the word delayed, they use unresolved / open instead of delayed. And I went and did the research, and the open / unresolved is the same as being delayed. It's the delay process. Oh, we lost him. Man, Alaska got some shitty ass fucking phone service, man. God damn, we need to get on the phone with your commissioners, bro, up there. We need better phone service, motherfucker. But yeah, so piss me off. So I'll just be looking for a new gun place. That's all. Plus, I paid off my. I went and paid off my ticket today. I just said, "Fuck, I'm paying off my ticket. Get that shit off my record."
Because I don't know anything about guns. So, so now that you've paid your ticket off, how long do you have to wait before you can reapply to buy a gun?
I can reapply tomorrow if I want.
Then you can do it anytime.
Yeah, you can do it anytime because in the past I've always been delayed. It's just something that it seems like certain people that just delay their purchases just for the hell of it. Like you can buy like 25 guns and you'll be approved every time, and then for some reason you'll start getting delayed. Like out of the blue, you'll start getting these delayed. Or they may even deny you, and you're like, "What the fuck? I just bought 25 guns, and now all of a sudden you're delaying my purchases." I think they do it on purpose a lot of times because they don't want to sell guns. They don't want people having guns. What did I get a ticket for? Improper use of the right turn lane. That was the lame ass ticket I got.
How do you improperly use the right turn lane? I'm trying to think of a scenario where
okay. This is what the cop told me, right? There's a business right here on the corner of the street that I was going to turn on. Well, they have an entrance and exit to that store on the main street. So you get in, you can pull in, right? Well, he said, and if you look, I should have fought the fucking thing, but right where it begins to turn into the turn lane is directly in front of that opening. He's trying to say that you're not allowed to past that opening prior to making your turn. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, dude. The entrance to the turn is directly in front of the entrance to the fucking building. You have no choice. You're going to just getting in the lane. You're going to automatically do it because that's where it's at. He's like, blah, blah. You know how cops are. They don't give a fuck, And so he gave me a ticket for improper use of the right-hand turn lane. Yeah, but Cody, here in Nevada, they have the option to either go through the state's program to do background checks or the FBI program. Well, you were like you said, proceed, deny, or delay, right? The three. Well, here it's in the Nevada system. It runs proceed, unresolved / open / and denied. So the unresolved / open is the same delay process as you get through fucking the federal governments. But this particular shop doesn't want you to, they don't want to relinquish the firearm. They want you to work with the state in order to, I'm like, that's gun control. So you're fine with the state denying me my rights because their system sucks and you want me to go, no, hell no, dude. No. So fuck them.
When I lived in Nevada, I never bought a gun from an FFL. We did the private thing out in the parking lots,
Yeah, but they changed that. We can't do that here anymore. They changed that in 2020.
No more.
You can't do it. You have to you and your friend have to go down to the dealer and pay for them to do the background check so you and your friend can sell a gun to each other. It's fucking ridiculous. But I paid off my ticket, so that won't be on there. But even then, Bobby, it's a non-criminalized thing. It shouldn't even matter if you got tickets on your shit. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a criminal thing, if you decriminalize traffic tickets, then you can't use that as an excuse to deny somebody because your ticket's not paid.
So can't you just go to another gun shop? I'm sure there's plenty of them around.
Yes, I will. And I'll make sure I ask them this time. Like, hey, what the fuck's the deal here? Like, because I know there's gun shops out here. Because the one gun shop that I used to go to that closed, yeah, they would do it all the time. They're like, hey, we didn't hear anything 3 days. Come get your shit. And so I go in there, and I've never had an issue. I've never had the ATF knocking at my door because I have no felonies on my record. You know, I
So
have
could
none of
it
that
be?
shit. I have no domestic violence. I've never been mentally unstable. A lot of people might think that, but I'm not. I'm perfectly mentally fine.
So
So
could it be that maybe that particular shop, either the owner has had something happen in the past and they're like hella cautious, or maybe they don't know what they're doing, or I mean,
I just don't think they. I think they're about the gun control, bro. There are shops that believe that the gun laws are appropriate, and they shouldn't be.
right?
You
But
know
as
what
a
I'm saying?
shop, isn't your goal to make money? And if I'm selling a gun to you, that means I'm making money off of it. So
Yeah, and
would
you
they
don't.
really
And
turn down a profit?
yeah, and most of the time, you can't sue the gun people. You can't sue the gun shops. You can't sue them because they're going by the FBI's own rules. That if you
Right.
don't hear anything from us in 3 days, you have the option to give the person the fucking weapon, and they'll continue to do the background check up to 90 days to see if you're denied. And let's say he gave me the gun. Let's say I purchased the gun, he gave it to me, and let's say that they did a little bit more investigation and they found out that I'm not allowed to have the gun. Then the ATF gets involved. They give the information to the ATF. They come to my house and then they take the weapon. The gun dealer has no responsibility after that. So it doesn't make any sense to not sell the weapon because you're at the end of the day, you're not going to be held responsible for it. The FBI and then the ATF will take over because of your shitty system. You know?
Yeah, because I would imagine as long as they follow certain procedures and protocols, it can't
Exactly.
come back on them. If somebody decides to take a gun and go shoot everybody up, that's not as long as they have the proof to say that, hey, there was no history of, mental illness or whatever, that the gun
Yeah.
holder can't be held liable for that. That would be absurd.
Yeah, and they followed the FBI and ATF's rules. Hey, we followed your rules. You made these rules, so we followed them, and you know that falls on the ATF and the FBI at that point because they didn't fucking
Yeah.
do their shit right. How many?
Yeah.
How many? Jackie, my husband keeps buying guns. I said, "What the fuck? You the militia?" Yes, he is. How many guns does a person need for F's sake? Jackie, it's not about owning guns because you think you're gonna have to run over to the government. It is fun as fuck. I'm gonna lie. When I was working the strip club, I had upwards of 40 guns, and it was fun just to go out one weekend, get your ammo, and just go blast away. You're just out there having fun shooting shit and just doing shit. So it's just a fun sport. It's fun sport.
So since you always like to hear about things that are not work related, and
Yeah.
since you think that everybody works 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, as you like to say, so I'll tell you two things. First of all, I have not worked today. I don't plan on working today. I had to take my grandma to her doctor's appointment. Attempted to go to lunch with her, but that was just, she was in too much pain after the appointment, so that
Yeah.
didn't happen. And then around 5 o'clock my time, which is basically 2.5 hours from now, a buddy of mine who I've known since preschool, but I haven't seen him in like months. His girlfriend just conveniently happens to live in the same city I live in, even though he doesn't live here anymore. So they're
Oh
coming.
wow.
They're coming here, and me and them two with Jessica are gonna go have a double date and go eat dinner around 5 o'clock.
Oh, ain't that sweet?
See,
Awesome.
no
Yeah.
work
There
talk.
you go. Yeah, there you go. Shit, that's what I'm talking about, man. Live a life, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that
I was
spark for
excited
you.
about that. Well, when he
Fuck
called me,
spark.
I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
do it.
Hey George, what's up? Yeah, fuck Spark, man. Fuck Spark for the day. Spark kiss my ass.
Who?
So yeah. Spark. I said Spark could kiss your ass for the day. You going out?
Oh, they've been
You
kissing my ass a lot lately. So
yeah, you're having a life. Oh my gosh. I know Bobby has a life. That's another emergency live stream right there in itself. Woo, Bobby's having a life. Let's get it.
I
Here
don't
you
know
go,
why everybody's
Uberman.
so surprised I have a life, dude. Like I don't work as much as everybody thinks I do. I really don't. So
Yeah, right.
Who is that? I can't see.
Don't fucking lie.
Cody again?
I don't know. No, this is
Nope, that's
George.
George.
What's up, George?
That's George. Okay.
What's up, player?
What's up?
Not much, man. Same shit, different day.
Georgie, what up?
Sorry, I was in a little boy's room. Don't want you to hear all that stuff. I want to respect the stream.
We don't do that here. Didn't you hear?
That's why I didn't want you to hear all that. That's why I had you up looking at the ceiling real quick.
Yeah, I know when I was homeless living in a car doing live streams, people always had I had piss in a bottle all the time. So people were like, "Oh my God, you're taking a piss in a bottle." I had no choice. Like, where else am I going to do it? You know. So how you been, George?
Not much, man. You finally here to be on the stream, man. I appreciate you letting me, boy.
Hey, no
Big
problem,
boy.
man. Anytime.
What's up, Bobby?
You're an OG Roy subscriber, so if anybody deserves to be on here,
Hey, I'll give you props because George spends a lot of time in my lives now, and I think it's because of Roy. So I got to give you props.
It is, and he got me on with Mr. Flex and a few others, you know, Dino and stuff. But you know, Roy was where I wanted to pop on first, you know, because he was the man, you know.
Yeah.
He talks some real stuff, you know. Everybody, like I said, you know, I just want to make a quick thing. I'm a vet, you know. Was in the Navy for 13 and stuff. So, you know, I was a neighbor ward, you know, about some of the problems, you know, like being homeless and stuff. I had my whole family homeless for almost a year. So, you know, but we made it, you know, persevered through all that stuff, just like Roy's been doing, you know. He reminds me of my uncle because my father passed when I was 3 years old. So my uncle was like my father figure. So he kind of reminds me of him. You know, he tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and that's what I think a good friend would do. You know, that's why I relate to Roy. Yeah, it comes off. Some people think it might come off a little harsh, but you know, it's like a little tough love. You know, he cares for you. If he didn't care for you, he wouldn't talk to you and everything. And that's what I see about Roy. Is that right, Roy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My dad was in the military for 25. My dad was in the military for 25 years. Both my uncles were lifetime military guys. All my uncles, everybody in the military. So you didn't have that luxury of patting you on your ass. They treated you like you were in the military too, you know. So it's always been that way. There was no sugarcoat shit. Who's got I hear a lot of noise in the background.
That's Danny.
Yeah.
Danny just popped on there. What's up, motherfucker?
It sounds like there's some sort of air or a fan or something that's really loud.
That's somebody's car.
Maybe that's Cody.
Driving. Oh, there we go.
It's Cody.
Cody.
Yeah.
He's probably got his window down.
My dad was in the French Foreign Legion for so many years, so I respect all military and stuff, of course.
That's cool.
And law enforcement.
It's George. George. It's the Light's asking who you are. It's George.
I think they.
My name is George. I've been coming to Voice Stream and Mr. Flex and Bobby and a few others. I even popped in there. Danny streamed there. Well, he did videos. I read his video and stuff. You know, made a comment. I do Dino a little bit there too. Beauty back in the day before he stopped. You know, a few others, but you know. But I like how Roy comes out. You know, he has. I like his stream how he lets you like express yourself. You know, but just respect the stream and respect each other. You know, that's all he just asks for on the stream. You know, but you could come to debate and everything like that. You know,
I'll say this: George does. He does spend a lot of time in my live when he's available, so I appreciate that, bro.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you, man. You know, you got some good stuff too, man.
See, I'm bringing the community. I'm bringing the community together.
Because I don't do anything different than anybody else. So I know I still to this day don't understand why people watch me. So I have no idea. So
you're a cool dude, man. You're a cool dude too, there, Bobby. You know, Marcus likes you too. You know, he says good things about you too. So
yeah. It's just that certain people are drawn to certain people, and it's like, you know, people are drawn to me because, like I said, I'm straightforward. I'll rip into you. I'll do it. And Bobby, you're just like, Laid back, chill. Necro's just laid back, chilling.
Yeah.
You know, some people like that.
But
It's like they
he
get,
speaks his mind too when he needs to. You know,
yeah,
he does it a different way, but he gets his point across. You know.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like you get your fill of everything. Like you'll go to
Mhm.
Bobby's, you'll be chilling. You come to mine, you'll be you hear you yelling, and then
Yeah.
flex, you get everything all combined at one time. So you get your
Yeah.
fill of everything.
Mr. Flex got a thing going on there. I mean, I like how he does his the lounge. That's a good thing, you know. But you know, I knew about you first, and it seemed like that's what Mr. Flex is doing. Was what you were doing, you know. I thought that in one of Mr. Flex's live streams on the lounge too. I said, yeah, I met you for Roy when
Yeah.
Roy would be Roy. That's where I originally
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
But, you know.
My original channel was No Crybaby Rideshare. It's
Yeah.
changed over the years. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
bringing people
man. You know, I'm gonna. Yeah, I didn't work today either. I had a VA appointment, went there. After that, just came home, chill with my wife, man. We just chilling, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Domino's has been dead as fuck, bro. I stayed till 9 o'clock, and fuck, dude, I only did 6 deliveries all night long,
Mm.
from 4 to 9, 5 hours. I only did 6 deliveries. This has been dead, dude.
I used to work Domino's back in like 2019 to 2018, 2019. I used to work Domino's. I haven't worked there in a while. Like you good like do they still have you like wash dishes and stuff and try to answer the
I
phones and everything?
I don't. They have people that do that. I
Yeah.
don't personally. No.
That's kind of why I didn't really, you know, kind of want to stay there because I wanted to be a delivery driver and I didn't
Yeah,
mind like working in the back, like phoning up the boxes, making boxes and stuff and taking out trash, but I just wanted to deliver. You know, I didn't want to work up in the front trying to cut
yeah, no.
pizzas, make pizzas. I didn't want all that stuff.
Yeah, I got the seniority. They can let the newbies do that stupid shit. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that shit. I've never done it from the start. Like I know when I first started,
Thank you, sir.
they tried to put me on a late shift, and the late like closing shift. I'm like, I'll never do that again. I said, this is my schedule, 4 to 10. This is what I can work, and I've been 4 to 10 since day 2. I've started working at Domino's, so I've never had my schedule changed.
I say bring back the draft. People will have a lot more respect for these young kids.
What? Okay. What are they gonna draft them for? Like
He's
to
talking
sit on?
about like if you draft people for like the military, I guess, and
Yeah,
stuff.
but
And it
what are you gonna draft them to do? Stand around? There ain't no wars or nothing they're having to fight. So
no, but like it'll teach them
No,
like
even if it's
discipline and
not for
self
war. I'm
respect.
not saying for wars. I'm not saying for wars, but
yeah,
you can teach them respect and patriotism and
yeah.
teach them something.
You know how I was taught respect? I didn't have to be drafted. My dad had this belt, or he let me pick whichever branch I wanted off the tree to whoop my ass. That's how I learned respect. So, and we need more of that. We need more parents whooping that ass. Is what we need. And certain people need to learn to keep their fucking legs closed because they shouldn't have kids to begin with. I'm sorry.
Oh, there, well, it must have been on
Yes.
my end.
Yeah, Cody. Yeah, Cody. So now I gotta fucking find another gun shop.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's irritating.
Yeah. Well,
And you
see,
know what?
because the gun shop I normally went to, they went out of business. So I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of things on those background check forms that they ask that are now ruled unconstitutional, but yet the ATF won't take it off, even though the Supreme Court, under the Bruin decision, says that doesn't fall under. There's no analogous or historical tradition dating back to 1791 that prohibits, certain people from owning felons for. So
yeah,
they do.
dude, no shit. I went when I filled out my slip. They actually added a new box, bro. You have the box that you have the box that says white, Hispanic, black, whatever.
Yeah.
And then right next to that box, they added another box that says Hispanic or non-Hispanic. Well, wait a minute. You
Right.
have a big box right here that says Hispanic, white. But so if I hit white on this box, why do I got to go to this box and hit non-Hispanic? It says I'm white right here on this side. Like, what the
Right.
fuck? Like, come on, man. It's like, I don't
Well,
get it, bro.
and the newest question they added to that 4473 is if you intend to commit a felony with your new purchase, or if you intend to aid the furtherance of a
Yeah,
felony.
yeah. Like you're gonna admit that. Yeah, I'm buying this for my
Right.
criminal friend so he can go rob a bank. Like you're gonna admit that shit.
And you know, criminals are not, they're not going into an FFL to buy. They're
Yeah.
you know, they're going and visiting Pookie and Ray Ray on the street, and they're buying their stuff that way, you know.
Yeah. Okay, George. So the original thing, George. Do you think gig workers would make good employees? What is
Gig
your opinion?
workers are employees already, though, in a sense. The reason why I say that because if you have to rely on somebody to give you work, you actually working for them like a subcontractor. The only way I am truly independent is I make my own business, like George's Car Wash. I put a George's Car Wash, and I do all the stuff I need to do, get all the licenses and stuff, and get out all the advertisement stuff, and then start bringing in customers, and then getting the staff under me. Then that's truly independent. The thing I like about gig work is because it actually helped me. When we came down here, me, my wife, and my daughter, we came down here because my mom was sick and stuff. And we didn't have no job, and things happening, with the VA too. But when Uber came around, I had to go down to Charleston to actually, because I live in Columbus right now. So I had to go down to Charleston to go do Uber until it went up here.
Yeah.
And then when I came up here, one time when Uber got up there, I found out about a company that actually was a locally owned DoorDash company. It was called 256 To Go. You could Google it. It should be still on the file. It was an actual local company that did what DoorDash did, but all just in Columbia, Irmo, Lexington, all that area. It just ran all that. But it was his own company. The guy was nice, and he was explaining that stuff. It was his own company. He had his own app. Went through the app that actually had a human inside that actually dispatched the orders and stuff. But the algorithm does, you get and all that stuff, you sign, you deliver the food and stuff until it got bought out by a company called Bike Squad, which is now ASAP.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see, it's the person, who could make a good employee is your own personal being. I would think, because if you can't do the gig work, how would you, because whatever anxiety you got, everybody got anxiety to understand what they want. How would you go with the W-2? How would you do when you have to be here at a certain time? You can't just leave. You gotta ask somebody. Oh, I need time off, and then they dock you. How many times you get off? They dock you, and they might even fire you. You're not there because you're unreliable.
Yeah.
So you see with these gig works, you should be happy because you say, oh, I'm done. My wife is calling me. Stop, do your last delivery and then that, and then go home.
Yeah.
You don't have that
so
luxury. You don't have that luxury in Domino's. I mean, you're an OG there, but you still have to probably talk to somebody to say, hey, something came up. Can I leave? Is that correct?
But I've never been denied ever.
No, I didn't say you were denied. I was just saying that the fact is that people are complaining about these apps, but they still don't see I always look at the bright side of stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's negatives to everything. There's negatives to Domino's, there's negatives to DoorDash, Uber, like in South Carolina a while back, everybody probably heard about the girl from USC, a student, went into an Uber car and ended up getting killed, and they found him a few days later. That affected Uber for a lot of states. Now you had, and then you remember a lot of the gig workers were saying about say my name, because Dustin the driver was thinking about that. He's making fun of say my name, say my name. That came from South Carolina.
Yeah.
What happened in South Carolina? So when things happen in certain states, it affects other states. Like the Prop 22, it's in California now. It's in New York, something thing in New York, probably in a few other metropolitan states. You know, but that's how life is. And, you know, you have to admit that the only way to be truly independent, to do your own thing, is to actually have your own company.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming
I'm
in.
sorry, I didn't want to hold up your time.
No, you're good. You're good, man. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your thoughts, man. It's good to see people come in there that we don't see in
Yeah, I
other
wanted
rooms.
you to see the face to the name, because now you'll see this ugly mug now for a while.
Exactly. So yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in. I gotta get ready for work here soon. So.
All right, peace, man.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Alaska. We'll talk more Alaska later about that bullshit. And thanks, George, of course.
No
Always.
problem, man.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
All right. You guys take care. Everybody that super chatted me, I appreciate you very much. Thanks, and we'll talk to you guys later on the next emergency live stream. All right.
All right.